Today we're going to be learning about health because once again we are with Debi Silber and we're going to be learning about emotional eating. Whether you're sad, whether you're happy, whether you're in between, it has something to do with what you eat. Welcome to the show, my friend.
Thanks so much. And I wanted to talk about this because this is something that so many of us do and we're not even aware of it. You know, emotional eating is really when we eat to soothe, calm, numb, relax from our problems or our pain. We're self-medicating and food is just our drug of choice.
I absolutely believe that 100%. In fact, a friend of mine posted something on a refrigerator and it had like different faces and it said like, what are you feeling before you open the door? I was like, oh, that's so smart.
Well, you know what it is? We're looking for relief, and we're also looking for brain chemicals that just the reward and pleasure centers of our brain, or dopamine or serotonin, which gives us that sense of peace and calm. And when we know what we're doing, we can find other ways to handle it. A question really to ask ourselves is this: what am I really hungry for? Because when you think about it, maybe it's downtime, maybe it's a break, maybe it's intimacy, maybe it's fulfillment. When you feed that, that's the beginning of the end of emotional eating.
That makes so much sense. We used to, in our family, plan out a whole menu, Monday through Friday, what we're having for dinner, and then the weekends would always be something different. But it wasn't like it is nowadays where I say, oh, what am I hungry for dinner? And then I choose. It was just like we ate because that was our nourishment, and that's what we did. We ate to live. We didn't live to eat. And it didn't dawn on me until I sat down here with you now how that makes a big difference.
It's all about feeding an unmet need. And it's such a backwards approach to weight loss too, but I do this with my clients and it works beautifully. If they feel unfulfilled or if there is an issue that's bothering them, maybe that conversation they need to have with that coworker or their partner, whatever. When they do that, and they fulfill that need or have that conversation or whatever it is, that need is met. And all of a sudden they realize, wow, I was just stuffing a feeling. And when you don't stuff it, a lot of stuff does come up, but then you're feeding what you're really truly hungry for. And that's what we're eating to numb, to squelch, to have go away. But unless that's expressed, I remember having a client and she was just unfulfilled. We hit on it that she just really wanted to do some community service. And she was a big compulsive overeater, emotional eater. Got her involved in community service, and then the weight just fell right off because she was feeding the unmet need.
Okay.
That was it. So the question is, like I said, what are we really hungry for?
Excellent. That I'm gonna see how that works. So the next month that you come in and do your next segments, I'll tell you. I'll be like, wow, Deb made a big difference on this day and this day and this day. And you know what your go-to foods are too when you're stressed. You know, like at least I do. You know, it's pizza. We talked about this. Having everything in moderation. It's chocolate. It's like I don't feel good, or I'm sad, or I'm happy, or whatever. And I'll be like, oh, time for s'mores. And maybe it's not time for s'mores.
And different flavors, textures are really indicative of different emotions too. Soft and creamy is sad.
Okay.
Hard and crunchy may be angry.
Oh.
So even just the foods that you're choosing really tip you off as to why you're doing it.
Okay.
But there's always a reason why.
Yeah. You want to get that aggression out.
Right. But so when you look at it and say, am I physically hungry or do I just want something? And that want is usually just based on a trigger, a thought, a person, a feeling, a smell, something that triggered it. And that has to do with emotions.
Well, thank you for making health so much fun. If you're an emotional eater like I am, and so many of us are, please reach out to us. We'd like to hear if our segments are helping you feel healthier. Donna Drake, liveituptvshow.com.